Regulars on this channel will remember that last week we did a video on what appeared to be a road to Damascus moment for Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. Yes, he came out and said very clearly that now he was going to work very closely with the handshake team. And of course, this came at a time when the Deputy President had organized, set up a very serious prayer sanctuary at his current home. You will also remember that our final verdict was let us wait and see what happens. Yeah, because time normally tells. And so, I am sad to report that yet again, yes, the Deputy President has been proven to have words come out of his mouth that are absolutely meaningless. They don't mean anything. Words that can be put in the same category as, I am very proud to be the Deputy President of President Uhuru Kenyatta. End of quote. Because in this life, actions speak louder, much louder than words. Words are cheap. You can say anything. I mean, people meet for the first time. Yeah, and then 2 minutes later, you hear somebody saying, I'm deeply in love with you. And of course, at that time, they're under the influence, of alcoholic beverages. Anyway, today, I want to draw your attention to a very strange, indeed bizarre incident that took place in Nakuru on Wednesday 14th of August. The incident involving Nakuru Senator Susan Kihika has given birth to a video that has gone viral. The sensational headline of that particular video is security personnel attached to President Uhuru Kenyatta slap Senator Susan Kihika. Now, this is the kind of headline a famous editor once described as the kind of headline that grabs you by the neck and almost strangles you. Yeah, the whole idea is that it completely takes, or rather forces, you to pay attention. But the truth is, it wasn't really a slap. No way. However, it is true that the senator was roughed up. And in this case, roughing up was being pushed and shoved, and face pushed away. Yeah, almost a slap, but not exactly a slap. But let us back up a little. Yeah, what was the senator doing here? What was this function? Actually, the president was arriving in State House Nakuru, for the annual National Music Festival Gala. And as is the norm, leaders were waiting to receive him. And Susan Kihika, being the senator of Nakuru, had a right to be there, to welcome the president to her turf. And then the whole drama started when somebody in the presidential security detail attempted to remove her from the line of leaders waiting to greet the president when he arrived. Well, I can tell you, Susan is the real biological daughter of a man called Kihika Kimani. Yeah, quite a politician and a man who was no pushover. Had the said security man asked me, I'd have told him for free, huyu hawezi kumtoa kwa laini. Hapana, hawezi. There's some nice ladies, who don't like drama and will avoid it at all costs. Tell them to do something. If they see there's drama coming, they will leave hurriedly. Susan Kihika, Senator of Nakuru, is not one of those kind of ladies. Now, why would somebody want to remove the good senator from a line welcoming the president? She cannot have been a security risk. And in any case, security risks to the president are handled in a very different way. Let me just leave it like that. It would seem that somebody somewhere decided that my boss will not like to see this lady. Therefore, just remove her from the line. Huyu ataharibu mood ya mdosi. Kwa hivyo mtoe tu. Bottom line, even after recent unfolding events, including the dramatic statement by the Deputy President that he was going to turn over a new leaf and work very closely with the Building Bridges Initiative, the handshake team, this small incident is a very clear indicator, very clear evidence that it isn't over. Yeah, Team Kieleweke versus Team Tanga Tanga, that battle is still raging. Yeah, even if it is chini ya maji. Because on the surface, it has quietened down. Or is it other issues? Yeah, like the punguza mizigo and changing of constitution, etc., etc., have just drowned it. Whatever it is, it's very clear. The battle is still on. Yeah, in fact, it's raging. You know, this is the reason why I've said many times on this channel, you cannot analyze politics successfully unless you're also a student of human nature. You know, this is why I keep on saying on this channel that it is impossible to analyze politics successfully unless you're also a student of human nature. Psychologists have told us for a very long time that the way a person makes a decision, a human being makes a decision, is that the decision is made emotionally first, and then later comes the justification. Yeah, you try and justify that decision using logic and reasons that will make sense. But bottom line, a vast majority of decisions are made emotionally first, then logically later, including decisions in high places and in governments. And that is a fact. And people in high places who are always under a lot of pressure and a lot of stress tend to make more emotional decisions than most of us. When my late political lecturer was working at the police headquarters, Nairobi, he encountered a very interesting emergency. President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi was in a bad mood, and he encountered this police officer and just lost it, especially because of other past incidences involving the same officer. And so, he turned to his police commissioner and gave the following instructions. Nikifika Nakuru, staki kuona hiyo nyang'ao. Trust me, those were the president's exact words. Now, according to Public Service Commission rules, you can't just sack somebody like that on the roadside. There is a very long procedure, no matter what they've done. And so the fellows at police headquarters had to figure out a way very fast of obeying the president. Yeah, because all of them served at the pleasure of the president. You know, former President Moi was a very thorough man. Yeah, he would issue such instructions, and then a few days later, he would send somebody to find out whether so-and-so is still on the police payroll. And if you thought you were a bit clever, and you had just sent the guy home and told him, go home until things cool down, then your head would also have rolled. You didn't follow instructions. I can't quite remember how they sorted that one out, but I think they speeded up, if my memory has not failed completely. I think they speeded up the paperwork. They found a way to do it. And shortly after Moi had arrived in Nakuru, indeed, hiyo nyang'ao ilikuwa haionekani. Anyway, in police records to prove that they were still in the police force. Now, there's a very good reason I've told you that story. Yeah, people forget that when security detail officers do something, they're not doing it because they're thinking. No. Police officers, security personnel are not paid to think. They're paid to follow orders, follow instructions, enforce instructions, if you like. And so the question must be, where did that security personnel in Nakuru get his orders to remove Susan Kihika from the line? It should be clear that they either got the instructions from the president himself, yeah, or through an overzealous aide of the president. Be as it may, yeah, that was clearly an extreme reaction, an extreme emotional decision, which is normal with human beings. But for our purposes here today on the show, it is a clear indicator that it ain't over. Team Kileweke versus Team Tanga Tanga? Bado iko. Tena iko sana. Now before I go, let's take a quick look at two other extreme reactions. And this one I want to start with happened right here in Kenya, in Kisumu, yesterday, in an area that I know very well. Daniel Jaoko is the manager at a hotel called Ray Green Hotel, which is in a place called Nyamasari in Kisumu. In the early hours of Saturday, at around 5 a.m., Bwana Jaoko dropped his girlfriend, Vivian Acheng, at her residence in a place called Polyview Estate. He parked his black Jeep, KCC 422T. But do I say? You know, a Jeep is not a Probox. Anyway, I must stop laughing. Yeah, because what happened next is no laughing matter. Unfortunately, or shall I say tragically, Bwana Jaoko had parked his black Jeep in such a way that it blocked the exit. Just as somebody in the same compound was about to leave for work, matatu driver Peter Otieno Ogalo revved up his Nissan Matatu KCU 552X and wanted to leave for work. Indeed, he was late, because matatu drivers wake up much earlier than 5 a.m. And in asking Jaoko to move his vehicle, so that he can get his matatu out of the compound and head to work, a heated argument ensued between the two. And Bwana Jaoko drew his revolver and fired twice into the air. And Bwana Jaoko started walking away. And then, I don't know what happened. Maybe he felt he hadn't intimidated enough. Or he felt the person in question had not shown enough fear as he had wanted. And so he walked back and he shot the matatu driver 3 times. And the guy died. Now, Bwana Jaoko had a firearms license. He had a license to own his firearm and to carry it around. Although it is not clear whether he had followed the Matiang'i rules, which had requested everybody owning a firearm in the country to reapply afresh for a license. The police say no, he had not complied. But that is not the issue here. Somebody is dead. Somebody's father. Somebody's husband is gone. And Bwana Jaoko and his girlfriend Vivian are locked up in police cells at Kondele police station as investigations are being completed. You know, there's something psychologists have identified as road rage. So be very careful wherever you park, even on the road. When you get into an argument, better just walk away. Live to argue another day, because you don't know what that other guy is carrying. You don't know what kind of day he has had. He could easily lose it, and the consequences could be tragic. I want to end with a very infamous case in India of a man called Satish and his wife Rupa. Rupa fell in love out of wedlock, according to the husband, with a construction worker who even had a criminal record. And she even went and took out a big loan and handed over all the cash to her lover. And one day, it seems Satish had just had enough. Therefore he cut off his wife's head and put it in a bag and took it to a police station and reported himself. My fellow men on this channel, don't ever forget that when a woman falls in love, it is very different from the situation where a man has allegedly fallen in love. It is very hurtful when your wife, or the one you love, falls in love with another man, whom in your eyes is more useless than you. But love has got nothing to do with whether you have a criminal record or not, or whether you're a construction worker or a business executive. No. Roho inapenda tu, and it can't be controlled. Cupid's arrows can never be controlled or directed. And so my advice, my very strong advice, is to avoid the extreme reaction that will definitely emerge sooner or later. Just walk away. Walk away. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.